Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Trash Can Fiesta. Grab your sombreros and your favorite cervezas and dive right into this dumpster fire with today's guests, my man Chuy and Michael Schools. What's up, you guys?
What up, what up? What up?
How you guys doing?
Good.
You guys drove out all the way from Modesto out to Sacramento to hang out with me. Hopefully that drive was okay.
It's chill.
Yeah. So, I want to talk to you guys because you guys you guys are deep into the hip hop scene from, I looked up to you guys when I was a kid. And so I want to know, like, what the scene was like at that time and, like, how you started in hip hop. Can you talk a little bit about that?
You want to go first? You go first.
Yeah, just jump
All
in.
right, yeah. Hip hop, I knew about breaking since, like 84. Through the movies, the Breakin movies and stuff. I seen it back then, but I was just a little kid. And hip hop music, I was buying tapes in '88.
Yeah.
I had my own tape collection in 5th grade.
Like the cassette tapes?
Yeah, cassette tapes and shit. But started breaking around '93 with my neighborhood friends in Modesto.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was like, I seen it again in '93. These kids were already breaking. I wasn't really hanging out with them and stuff. They were 1 year younger than me, and so I didn't go to the same school because I was already in high school. They were in 8th grade.
Okay.
And they were already breaking. I was doing other shit, and I didn't see them that often.
Yeah.
And then I ran into them one day after they got out of school, and I ran into them again, and they were talking about breaking moves.
Okay.
Like flares and gyros, which are windmills, and floats, and all these moves. And I'm like, what are they talking about? I asked one of them, and they're breakdancing. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
Like, I haven't heard breakdancing since '80s,
Okay.
And I was just like, what the hell? And I've always loved breaking. Like, since I was a little kid, it always grabbed me. And it happened to be that day they were gonna get together to practice. And they invited me, like, oh, come through, like, we're gonna practice at Jason's house. And I went, and ever since then I never stopped. Yeah, unless I had an injury.
And so I know you're from Tracy. Were you ever like going out to Tracy to like see these guys, or did you even meet Michael yet?
Nah, not yet. I started seeing him like in '97, '98, probably.
Okay.
'98, probably.
Yeah, okay, so that was
98.
later.
Later. I was in '93.
But we were just talking on the way over here. Like, Ceres to Tracy at that time was like Manhattan. It was like the Bronx. You know what I mean? It was like a hip hop epic center. Like Ceres, Modesto, and Stockton. They were like for our little area. Those places were like huge. Yeah. Like, all the culture came from there. You know what I mean? Like, people were tagging. People were like, everything started there basically.
It was on some Beat Street shit. I could seriously say that. It was like there was fools like really like tagging up streets and
like trains and stuff. I know.
Like the freeways were all tagged up.
Okay.
Schools were all tagged up. People didn't carry school books. They carried spray cans and markers and black books to school.
Yeah.
And ditch school to go right. And we braked everywhere. We ditched school to go break. Like, like we just lived it like so much. We see kids walking down the street. I remember when I moved to Ceres in '93. Like, school, I wasn't going to Ceres High yet, and kids were walking out of school with their Adidas fits and a helmet hanging out their backpack. And
scuffed shoes, and that's how you knew that they were breaking.
Yeah, beanies.
Fat laces.
Fat
laces. Tag Jansport.
Yeah.
You gotta have the Tag Jansport.
Yeah, man. Definitely.
Yeah, are people still doing that? Probably not.
No, but that was I remember, man. If you had a Tag Jansport, you getting approached. Like, you're like, you right, you break.
Yeah.
Or like them old Levi jean jackets with the fucking writing on it.
Yeah.
It was like our version of that, right?
Yeah, the Jansport bag.
Yeah, the Jansport bag.
Yeah. Surprised used to do that stuff, man, for all the kids and shit.
Yeah.
Oh, so you guys were doing it for everybody?
No, like
I did.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I did.
Now my homie Supera, he was down Fresh Rock. He was like one of the first people that I seen breaking when I seen it again. He was into everything. He was already doing it, and he was barely in 8th grade, and he was already going to house parties and breaking and
Oh, okay.
So he was like considered like a houser. Like, you ever heard of that? Like in the 90s, housers.
Yeah, it was before like the word b-boy was really popular.
Yeah, the b-boy word wasn't even around at that time. He was like doing that stuff, and he did graffiti also.
Okay.
So,
the bangs.
Oh yeah.
Jinkos.
Like back then, did you know what you were doing? Like, was it considered hop at that point?
I didn't.
Like, it was just fucking writing and breaking.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was breakdancing.
Yeah, because when I first started, like, I didn't even know what the hell hip hop was, and like, it was like you break, and then I've slowly realized that the shit was all connected with like, you know, the word hip hop, and so I like slowly got introduced to. I guess what hip hop was. I knew of all the elements like separately, and how they were like kind of associated with each other, but I just didn't even connect it to hip hop. Like hip hop was just like music to me at that point. Yeah. And so,
I didn't even know it was like connected either, because when I started breaking, it was all electro funk. That we, like Planet Rock, street jams.
Yeah, I missed that stuff.
So we were breaking to
hear that shit anymore.
That's dope. It still holds up.
Yeah. Freestyle music, the high energy stuff.
Yeah. Play at your own risk.
Girl, that that stuff slaps.
Yeah, it does.
And it's funny to say slap, but that shit slaps.
No, it's great.
I really wish that more dance events played stuff like that.
Yeah, mix it in.
Because it really is the root of like the whole dance, hip hop dance world, breaking dance world, and it kind of like just disappeared in a way. Yeah, I don't know.
But you know what's crazy though? A couple years back, I was watching some Japanese footage, or like somewhere in Asia.
Yeah,
they were battling to some freestyle music. You know, like like that
really?
High energy stuff, and I was like, what the heck?
Like breaking?
Yeah, breaking. Okay. They're battling breaking to this freestyle music. I haven't seen nobody break to that stuff since the early 90s.
Yeah, it just disappeared.
Yeah, and I was like, I even commented something on there, and this guy from Russia responded. He's like, "Oh yeah, that's hella cool out here. We break to that stuff out here."
They just got a hold of it.
That's dope. That's dope.
Yeah, I mean, they say in some of the other countries, like they're kind of years behind, like here with like their music. So.
Yeah, I mean, I still play stuff at home, like for myself, you know.
I wonder if like these record stores out here, as soon as the music gets like outdated, they're like, "Fuck this," and they send it off to China or whatever.
Probably,
and then China's like picking it up, like, "Yo, this is the cool slaps right here," and then they're like playing.
That's so funny.
They got all their like back storage of fucking old ass records.
Yeah.
And then they think it's cool again. It's just a cycle, right?
It's
like, oh my
And then,
God.
10 years later, all the Americans forgot about it, and then they hear it in China, like, oh, that was the jam back then. And then they come back to it. Yeah.
It was a little strange to see a competition to that music.
Yeah.
You know? We break to it at home, practicing to it.
So you both are DJs, as well as b-boys. And so I'm curious, like, how breaking and DJing are like related to each other. Like, what can you say, compare and contrast, like how those two are related?
Well, I think it's just like, if you drink water, you gotta know about the molecule. I mean, you need it. It's air to breathing. To me, it's like, I told someone this one time, they braked, you know, and we went to a record store one time. I was like, I was finding the record, like the original to like James Brown. I'm like, this is where it all became from. It's just this, you know what I mean? It's like going to the root. To me, it's just like, wouldn't you want to find out more about what moves you? You know what I mean? These are the sounds that somehow bring something out of you. Don't you want to dig deeper into that and like find out why is it this sound somehow makes me want to have this certain energy? To me, it's just there's no difference. You know, it was just, to me anyway, you know, not everyone thinks the same, but that's how I feel it. Definitely if you break and you're into the music, it just goes hand in hand. It's just, you know, you can test the music out on you. Is this gonna move me? Then why would I play it? You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's like, why would I push this on you if I'm not gonna use it? You know what I mean? Like, so I don't know. And honestly, take another step further. I don't trust DJs that don't dance. And there's a lot of DJs that don't dance. It's like, why am I gonna trust you? You don't even dance. How do I know you're gonna? You don't even know what moves you.
Interesting.
Yeah. So that's my first thing. And there's a lot of DJs. I'm not Well, actually, I am calling out. I'm like,
where you at, whack DJs?
No, you guys are whack. No, because it's like
he's coming.
Like, yeah, no,
he's
I'm not even.
It's just,
it's just like what you don't. So you don't dance. You're just you're into music. That's cool too, and there's a place for that too. But I'm just saying, for me personally, I'm always like kind of like, well, I can't take you fully. I can't take. You know what I mean? I just don't understand you.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Or at least I'm not a DJ, but I could see how it would make it very difficult to be a DJ if you don't know what moves a dancer, or at least like if you're DJing for a dancer, right? It's specifically like a dancing.
Yeah, I don't know. You know, it can probably. Maybe it can be done. You know, it has been done. So I'm just saying, I just don't trust it. You know what I mean? Yeah.
But I mean, I think, like you said, it goes hand in hand. I mean, like to be a break DJ, you need to know the foundation of breaks, where it all begins, and not the rare stuff, not the, like the crazy records that they're hard to get. But I'm talking about like foundation. Like when I started digging, there's a foundation with like the ultimate breaks and beats. That was my foundation, along with like James Brown records. And I mean, breaking has its own foundation with like footwork and top rocks, you know. So I think they go hand in hand, man. I mean, like you said, like the better DJs are mostly the dancers, you know, because you understand. I feel like now that I've danced more, like in the recent years that I dance more, I feel like I understand more of this music, because I went like backwards. Because I'm like, I DJed for a very long time, but I wasn't breaking. I break back before that.
Break before,
yeah. I break before, but like, I feel now that I do a little bit of both now. I understand like what to play, what works better, what makes a person like get funky. You know what I mean? Yeah. Or like stuff like that, man.
Yeah. I mean, I guess like you know how to control a vibe better.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Like one thing I really hate when DJs do this is like they play a song and then they switch it up in a way that just doesn't make any sense. Like it either kills the mood or it just doesn't match the mood that came before it, you know. Like because you want to have like a gradual change into it, you know. So it's like the song selection, there's not a lot of thought that goes into it. It's just like, oh yeah, I like that song, let's play it, boom. It's kind of like the fucking DJ at the freaking club who's just like, we're taking requests now.
Switch it up real quick.
Play at your own risk. Okay.
Yeah, no, I don't think it works that way, man.
Get low afterwards. Like, let's go.
It's a real artistry,
Miley
man.
Cyrus
it really is.
It's a
kind
real
of telling
artistry.
a story, man.
Yeah.
You're really telling a story. I have to make my shit flow, like either in breaking or in DJing, mixing shit together. It has to all flow together.
There's a story being told.
Yeah, you know, it's funny. We were breaking recently, and you're like, dude, I would never. We're listening to some mix off the internet, and you're like, bro, I would never play that track after that track. And I was like, damn, you're right. Yeah. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Even little things like that, like little things you wouldn't even think of, but it changes everything. You know what I mean? Like even just one song after, bro, it's so important, man. The DJ is so important, and people take that artistry. Well, they take it too for granted now because of technology. You know what I mean? Just because technology advances doesn't mean that, you know what I mean, you're great all of a sudden. It's like,
no, you're not.
You know what I mean? There's
you could have all the breaks in the world. You're not going to be great.
No.
To be honest, I think the technology has made DJs worse.
Yeah, definitely.
Like it makes it easier to do the fundamentals, but it's like a lot of the newer DJs don't practice those fundamentals. So it's like all this juggling, they don't know anything about it. They're just like, press the button and it's like auto juggle or whatever, and it's like but you're kind of missing like all this stuff, and there's like so many other layers to what you can do with juggling that you can't do I mean you can, but it's like you miss it a little bit, I think.
Yeah, when I would juggle break beats, I mean I could play with the dancer himself, like I could like drop the beat right when he's gonna do a certain move. I could kind of see what's gonna happen. Yeah, and a boom, and I throw the record, the other record, and he'll hit it like on beat. Yeah, because I already know what he's gonna do. You know
like you make them win the battle.
Yeah, exactly. I used to do that shit like, many times.
All you gotta do is stick to freeze, hold, and I got you.
Bam,
yeah, bam. Exactly. I used to do that kind of stuff.
He'll make you on beat.
Yeah, I'll make you on beat, man, for real.
Yo, all you wag dancers just get chewed.
Damn, that's real.
Nah, I used to do shit like that, and like the crowd would go crazy, you know? Yeah.
No, I mean, I remember talking to you because you were using Serato at the time, and you're like, yo, I just use this because it's easier to have your music on a computer. But I do everything else the old-fashioned way, juggling and stuff. Like, I don't even do this. I just drag the track on, and then I just do everything normal.
And I'm not gonna be pushing buttons.
Like you don't really push the buttons in. It's really the Serato's just for the ease of transport. So you don't need to bring a fucking truckload of records with you and get fucking robbed at the jam or whatever. You know, you got.
I used to bring hella crates to your guys' jams.
That's dope. I remember.
Yeah,
I mean, you would roll through with hella shit, and then my boy Rip One, he also. He DJs more for clubs, but he used to have a truckload of freaking records, and he would just roll through and just, like, God damn it.
I remember
this is so just dope. For one event.
Yeah, fuck, I used to spend like all day events by myself, breaking events. Yeah, and it'd be like 6-7 crates of like doubles and crazy shit. I'm like, dude, what the hell was I thinking?
Paid the work. Dude, I paid dues,
dude, I
bro.
paid dues, man.
Yeah, no, those are dues paid for.
Yeah,
sure.
And I wasn't getting paid like that much money. Yeah. It was kind of like, look at my record collection type shit.
Wow.
Yeah,
really
no.
Was.
I mean, because you have a massive record collection, so like you'd roll through with all that stuff. And just
had like Vic and Feedy helping me carry records.
That's dope.
For sure. Yeah, they were always down.
That's dope. That's the B-Boy's first job, is carrying records for the DJ. Don't forget that. Don't forget that. If you didn't carry crates for your DJ, bro,
you're not a real
B-Boy. You ain't. But you know, look at the dance though. The dance is reflective of how bad the DJ is.
Yeah.
For real.
For real.
Because it's the lifeline, it's the bloodline of the dancers, and you could just tell. You know what I mean? You could just tell. It just mirrors the music and who's giving you the music.
Yeah. So I got a question for you, because the new trend in the like breaking world now is, and I think it's because of copyright issues, like with playing these things on YouTube and whatever other streaming services. Right. Like, I think they're worried about copyrights on music, and so a lot of the DJs have switched to playing like their own produced breaks or like other guys. And like, I want to know like what you guys think about that.
Me personally, I'm not into that stuff. The last events that I was DJing a couple years back, man, like I seen like a lot of people were playing that stuff, and it like you had to join the club to keep DJing jams, you know.
Oh, I see.
I felt like
Illuminati.
Yeah, man. Like, and I wasn't gonna do that, man, because like that music doesn't do nothing for me.
Yeah.
I feel like it has like no soul.
Yeah, because you know what I think, and tell me if you think differently, but like, because breaking is mostly just on the break of a song, which is usually just a breakdown of drums and maybe just a bass line or whatever. I think what a lot of these producers have done is just said, we're gonna take just this little break, you know, make something similar to it or whatever. We're gonna produce that, and then add a little horn, whatever, like as if they're doing it. And so they make a whole song that's just 100 mile per hour break,
and then on top of it, you're drinking energy drinks.
So throttle, man.
So the whole song is that. Whereas if you listen to an original song, like say, like, you know, what's your favorite break? Like, let's say Apache or whatever. There's like really fucking like 20 seconds of that hypeness, and the rest of the song isn't kind of like that.
No. Listen to like the Mexican. You could break to the whole thing with
lyrics.
Lyrics.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah, and so
it's just begun.
And so I feel like a lot of these produced songs miss all of that part, because just the rise and fall of how the song progresses. You know, one of my favorite songs is "Melting Pot."
Beautiful song. Beautiful.
It's so well made, and
amazing.
it has so many rises and falls. It's so good, and
it's amazing.
And so like, I haven't heard a produced song yet that can match that kind of intelligence in music making.
And you know what's crazy? Some people used to go to jams just to hear the music.
Yeah, exactly.
Straight up. Like, whoa,
I mean, I would go to jams specifically when I heard Chuy was DJing.
There you go.
Or like if I heard Scheme Richards was gonna be there. Yeah,
he knows the shit too.
Or like Lean Rock back in the day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Some people just would go, just like, damn, they wouldn't even care about the dancing. They just love the music.
I went to the early Best of the Best. I remember I seen DJ Shortcut play breaks. I knew he was gonna play breaks. I had to go see him. DJ Lacey, I seen him there.
Yeah, I saw Lacey there.
Remember that?
Yeah.
So many.
And they were playing everything. It wasn't.
I was there to absorb the music, really.
Yeah.
You know?
So and I'm not trying to knock like the DJs nowadays. Like, I think they're dope, and I'm not against like the music, like the produced songs. I just think that outside of a battle,
Yeah.
it's kind of worthless to me. You know what I mean?
Right. No, you're right. You're
Like,
right.
cause when I like practice or like I'm trying to absorb a mood or something, and it's just like, okay, I got this. I'm like, I don't know about this right now. You know what I mean? Like, let's put that melting pot on. Like, let's build it up and like get into this groove. So so I definitely dig those mixes that know how to flow with the vibe, or build a vibe themselves. Like, it definitely feels like these new tracks. They're just
just to say that there's no lyrics in these songs.
Oh yeah.
When I'm mixing at jams or like in the ciphers, always threw a song that you could write out the whole song. Like I would play drum breaks back and forth, and then I would drop this song that was just the whole thing would be good with lyrics. I mean, and then go back to some more drums. Yeah. Nowadays it's just all drums.
Yeah,
right.
It's just
and
drums
repetitive,
and like a little bit of a bass line.
It's so processed.
Yeah,
it's
like really processed beats.
Yeah, I'm not against the processed songs, but I do think that they're just tailored for specific
battles.
It's just a battle, and I think it's because they're like, oh, we need this battle to be fucking hype right now. Like, what can we do? Just play the hypest shit ever. Like, and I think the music, I think those beats are hype, but like there's not a build up to it, and
I just like good music, you know what I mean? And
exactly,
it's not, and let's be honest, you said it yourself, you can't listen to these songs outside of the battle, a competition battle. Like, you're not gonna listen to, well, maybe some people do, I don't know. I don't want to diss you if you do, you know what I mean? But I'm just saying, like, it's not music. Like you said, it's like worthless, right? It's like you take it out of that atmosphere, it's like it doesn't hold its weight.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I guess what I really feel like is I miss the times when we had just
real music,
these different
bands,
these like old songs that you dug for, instead of the produced stuff. And I think the produced stuff is getting better now, but
there's some, I can't diss all. There's some good stuff. I've heard some.
Like I feel like Lean Rock is he's doing his thing, and what's his name, Bless One. They're like, they got their thing going. I think they're definitely tailoring it for battles though.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But I do same thing like you said. I missed the music, the real music, the bands.
The bands,
the real people playing these instruments.
Yeah, what's that one band? They were showing. Those guys are good. Yeah. Like, I like Music. Those kind of group. Yeah, where they actually, they're just a band that has that same kind of like flavor of like the 70s kind of soul music, and then they take a lot of hip hop influence as well, and they're just playing. I really like that kind of music.
They carry a lot of energy. I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, so I hope that maybe in the future, like the copyright issue becomes less of a problem, so that we can get back to this, or maybe some of these bands can come in and start throwing down like. Yeah,
man. I see a comment one time when, I'm not gonna say who was it, but it was like this person was like a judge or something, and they played the Mexican for her, and she like talk shit about the song, you know what I mean? Like it didn't bring the energy for her. And I'm like thinking, that's like the ultimate fucking break. The Mexican, man.
She was a B girl?
Yeah, it was a B girl. And she she was like, man, this DJ didn't play good music or whatever.
Really?
Yeah, and like, man.
That's the thing. That's the song.
That's the song. Like, you know, man.
That's the song.
Like, I think
there's like two hip hop anthems I can think of.
Yeah, and that's one of them.
That one and Apache.
Yeah.
What else? There's probably
Just Begun.
Just Begun, yeah.
Just Begun.
Those are anthems, man, and I just can't diss that song.
No, you can't. You can't.
I think of like Kenny and shit, going off at B-Boy Summit when I hear that song.
Yeah.
Mexican's like a staple. You gotta I feel like you kind of have to have. You gotta get ready for that track. Like those are like ABCs. You know what I mean? You gotta know. You gotta know those beats.
So I was kind of like, man, she probably wanted some produced upbeat shit, so she can do her thing.
Well, you know what though?
That's crazy.
Like, what I've noticed though is you put like some of these new processed songs next to these old school breaks, and they're a lot faster. You know, and so I think a lot of people nowadays are used to these really fast ones, and so then when you play Just Begun, that's I don't know what the tempo is, but let's say I think it's probably like 110,
probably
something like that. Whereas these newer things are like 125 or something, and so then they're like, oh, this is so slow or whatever, and like, no, I think you're just going too fast.
Right.
You know what I mean? You're so tailored to going fast, you forgot how to take your time.
Right. Take your time. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
You know, and like I see, and then what sucks too is then like. You'll get some b-boys or b-girls that are complaining to the DJ going like, that's too slow, and then they start speeding up like some of these old school classics.
Those are I hate when they speed it up.
Oh, come on, now it just sounds like Mickey Mouse or whatever. You know?
Chipmunks.
Oh, the ones I don't like is when they produce some breakbeat and they put like a rap song fast forward on it.
Oh, that's horrible.
I don't want to hear that.
That's blasphemous.
Yeah,
it is.
I hear a lot of that
fast
stuff.
Ass guru.
Like Method Man, super fast.
You don't even know what they're saying anymore.
Yeah.
It just sounds like a
fucking super fast bongo drum. No, man.
She gets slapped.
Yeah. Well, a lot of stuff gets lost in the fastness of it. You know, there's so many layers to music that when it's going too fast, you're not hitting it anymore. You know? I like watching some of those like all styles battles where they straight up just play like a super slow like trap song or something, and you're hearing like all these different layers to the song because the dancer's like pointing them out to you.
Oh yeah.
Right. And b-boys used to do that. Yeah. But now I don't think they do that anymore. I mean, it's just like, let's wait for the horn move on the one.
Yeah.
You know?
It's that move after move after move, and then boom, like you said.
Yeah. And so, I mean.
And that music's very predictable, so you kind of know when to do something.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's produced in a way that you always hit a beat on a one. You're never off beat. Yeah, exactly. And so,
crazy.
Yeah, I mean, in a way, they made it easier to dance, but also like, just not as interesting. I think. Like it doesn't. There's something missing to it, you know. For me, like I like to watch dancers just pick apart a song, you know. Yeah. So like I don't know, I really like Uzi Rock, for instance, like because I see him picking apart music when he dances, or like Why Not from Rocksteady, when he top rocks, he's like really picking apart songs, you know. And I think it's really important to do that. And so I miss seeing that as often.
Yeah,
you know?
definitely. I know what you're saying. Like I see like Born when he dances to like some chill ass funk music, and he just breaks it down, and you don't see that really, you know. And he breaks down that funk music so good, and you don't really see that.
Yeah. So what do you think? I guess how do you think like breaking apart music? How is that important to the dance?
That's it.
That's it.
I think so. I mean, that's, you know, when you really get down to it, it's like I guess we're just soldiers for the sound. You know? You know what I mean? Like that's it. Yeah. I mean, I think that's the hardest part as you get older in this dance is how well you're just gonna become one with the music. You know what I mean? That's the hardest part. I mean, it's not really an air flare. Those are just techniques. It's like why are you doing it? You just have to be one with the music. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm just telling you from personal experience. That's what I'm dealing with now. I'm like, oh, okay, I have to really slow down even more. You know, and how do I let the music really come through me? You know what I mean? That's hard.
Connect.
That is not easy. You know, some people just have it like that, but some people it takes more time.
Yeah. So
for me, I'm just
because I mean, like I think musicality really needs to factor into the dance, and so I mean, I feel like that gets lost a little bit nowadays.
Definitely.
Yeah, everybody's looking for the big powerful moves or crazy tricks. And
I guess what do you think about that whole thing? Because like for me, I'm not dissing like big tricks because I like them.
Yeah,
but I give a lot more credit to someone who built up like a trick from like lots of little moves. You know what I mean? Even if the trick is not even as big as the other trick, you know, like say like someone did fucking one-handed air flare to air chair or whatever, like that's a crazy ass move. But like let's say they did some really interesting movement that I've just never seen before, and then they hit, you know, just elbow freeze or whatever. Right. You know, a lot of times that can look better to me than some crazy, you know, hard trick. You know?
I think. Like for me, I mean, the younger me would have loved to see big tricks and big power moves and stuff. Older me now is like, I like to see people groove and connect with the music.
I love seeing both.
Anything. Yeah, of course, both. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like I guess when I'm judging, like a battle, say, I think I look more towards that other side than the big tricks.
Yeah, connecting.
Yeah, because it just does something on a higher level to me. I think.
You feel it yourself. You're watching that other person get down.
Well, I feel like because it just requires it requires a lot more attention to like the music, I guess, and just the way that your body's moving. You know?
Right.
Not that I'm hating against these big tricks. I think
I like big tricks. I mean, growing up in Cali, we mastered the big trick. Yeah. We brought that to the b-boy world. I feel, like Cali, we the blow up thing that came from Cali, man. That's a Cali thing, and we brought up tricks. But I think if you have a dope style and you have like you're an ill dancer, your every move's gonna be a blow up. Dude, I've seen that. I've seen with my own eyes, and that will outlast tricks, because that's what they are. They're tricks, you know what I mean? They're magic tricks, you know what I'm saying? Like you practice some trick, I used to love I still love blow ups, but I've seen where, if you have if you're a dope dancer and you have a dope style, you don't need that shit. You know what I mean? You really don't need it, man. Like, cats that are nice, dude, anything they do is going to be dope, and you're going to watch them. You know what I mean? I've seen it. And those guys are going to last longer than the guys that's practiced a million moves and that helps too. I'm not saying both have their place, you know what I mean? But I'm just saying in the long run, you want to have like an ill style, man. And that will always be. And you can put blow-ups in your style, but I'm saying you can just have a style that is just so dope. It's everything you do is a blow-up. I've seen it. I've seen it. You know what I mean? So, but that's just a personal preference.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Yeah, there's styles that just the whole thing is a blow up.
Yeah. Just
you don't have to do much. You don't even have to hit the floor sometimes.
Yeah, look at Kenny.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's the master of that.
Like Remind. I mean, the whole
Remind
that he does is just I think he's just so musical.
Exactly.
And has just so many different moves and stuff. Like it's just amazing to watch him dance because it's almost like he's got this huge vocabulary of moves, and it's like when he's dancing, he doesn't care about that. He's just going for it, and whatever happens. And I think that's like hard to replicate.
You can't. It's only him.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. It's only him. That's what makes the greats because they just mastered themselves.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean. They just and that's like the level you want to aspire by. I feel like And you look at their evolution. Like you look at Ken Swift, you look at Remind. They started out with tricks and their sets, but now look at them now. They don't rely on that. You just watch them.
Yeah,
and that's dope. That's dope, and that's empowering. That's inspiring. And I think that's a part that some people talk about it, but they don't really focus on it because we have such a competitive culture. Where it's all competitions, where we forget, it's an art, man.
Yeah, what do you guys think about that with the whole scene kind of being structured around competitions rather than like just a dance event, just a dance party sort of thing?
I think I've always thought there's like two worlds to this. Like there's the underground people that don't really care about competitions. They just break to break because that's what they do. And then there's people that just want to battle and they show up to jams, and once they lose, they're gone. They don't. Yeah. They ain't trying to get busy on the floor or nothing. They just.
Well, you know what though? I think a lot of times though at these events, they, like if you're not battling, there's nothing there for you because there's ciphers. There's they're not really doing ciphers, or like if they are, they're just playing some stupid shit or whatever. Yeah. And so it's like. Sometimes I don't blame people for leaving because it's like, okay, well, I mean, if you're not, if you're there to dance and the DJ's not catering to that or like the whole event's not like, why the fuck are you?
Yeah, I've been to jams like that, man.
But then
they were playing like hyphy music, man.
Oh yeah,
and I'm like, man, I'm trying to break. Like I'm not here to battle, but my homies are. But I want to break during the cypher time. Right. But they're playing like E40, and like I don't break to E40. Yeah, do nothing for me in that way,
I like the events where they had like 2 different rooms where it's like there's a
yeah.
competition room, and then there's
dope.
like just this groove out room where you go and it's just dance. It's just DJs taking turns on the turntable. It's just freaking, you know, running a set or whatever, and then people just dancing or whatever. Or like,
So dope.
you know, I know B-Boy Summit did that a couple times, and I think at Freestyle Session they had done it a few times.
I remember the old space where they had 2 floors. Remember that? The old Freestyle Session? It was somewhere in LA. I forgot. I used to love that venue. Yeah.
Pasadena?
Yeah, it was like a church. It had 2 floors. I love that venue. And they would literally have the battles, all the big battles on the top floor, and then the bottom floor was just ciphers. It was dope. It was dope. It was the best of both worlds. You can spend all day ciphering, and if you wanted to do the big battles, you go upstairs. It was dope.
Yeah, I remember like the summits were like, you'd walk in, it was just like a whole sea of people battling each other. Like, that's how I remember
That was so dope.
The last time I remember
circles.
it being like that was Freestyle Session 10 or the 10th year
Palladium one.
Was it at
when Rivers was there?
Yeah, the Koreans came that year. Yeah.
That one I heard was dope.
Yeah, that was one of the last ones I think I went to, and I just remember just going in, and the whole thing is just covered with people, and like it's just dancing all over the place. And,
right.
You know, even during the battles, like a lot of people just didn't give a fuck about the battles. They're just
dancing.
And I think that's dope. And they had an upstairs that had, I think, a funk room, and then it was, I think there was 2 rooms. There was like a popping room and like a locking room and stuff. But like you could go in there even if you didn't do either of those. You could just break in there too. So yeah,
it was a balance. It was a nice, healthy balance.
Yeah. But it was also it was just catered more towards like a dancer rather than just like battles.
Yeah. Right. It was a balance. It was nice.
Yeah.
I remember going to the best of the best, and people didn't really care about the battle.
They
just wanted to break.
Yeah.
You know, they weren't sitting on the side stretching or none of that shit. Like, people were there to break.
So I'm curious.
I remember there was a time where people didn't really care who was entering the battle, bro.
Yeah.
It was just like, I'm just gonna go there. I'm gonna fucking catch wrecking them ciphers. I'm gonna call some people out.
Yeah.
You know, and that was it. It was like, if you won the jam, you kind of looked like as a toy. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you won the jam. Oh, good for you. You know, I was in the ciphers all night, man. You know what I mean? Like, like you really looked. It was not. It was kind of like the popular kid in school. It was like homecoming king or some shit. Like, who gives a fuck about that? You know what I'm saying? Oh, okay, that's cute. Got the trophy. You know, it was not really that cool. It was more like who had the illest style in the cipher. You see so and so in the ciphers, like, damn, motherfucker was killing it. That was dope. You know what I mean? Like,
so I'm curious, like, why do you think the scene has done like a shift?
Money, sponsors, the fame,
just greed and clout.
Yeah,
greed and clout. Like most
Instagram likes.
Yeah, it's just like most things. It kills anything that's like pure. You know what I mean? It's just like when I think whenever someone from outside sees that they can make money on this culture, they're gonna come in and they don't know anything about it. They're gonna get some people together to tell them, inform them what it is, and they're just gonna try to squeeze whatever little money they can out of it. That's all. You know, it's no different than anything else. You know, it happened in skateboarding. It happened in all these other like subcultures. You know, it's just the same things going on with breaking now. It's no different. It's the same cycle.
Yeah, I see.
You know what I mean? It's just like a couple of people that they don't have anything to do with us. It was never for them anyway, but they saw that they could get some money or get some, you know, clout, and it was like, okay, well, I'm gonna stick my head in here and try to find out what's what, you know. That's how I feel anyway.
Well, so I got two things with that, because I think social media has had a huge influence on it, because now you can kind of gain like I don't know, internet like credit for it. You know what I mean? Like internet, and you can actually make money from that too. I mean, if you get a big internet following, you can actually make a lot of money on it. So I think there's that. So there's incentive there. And then the other thing is, like, I think because brands and stuff are seeing this is a culture that actually has a big following, and maybe we can market to them, and like somehow we're gonna get into this and make money. I don't see that really going away. Both of those things, social media and this sponsorship, I don't see either of those things going away. So with knowing that, how do you think we should like approach it in the future, so that we're not losing the the rawness of hip hop to these outside forces? because it in a way, social media is kind of tearing it apart from inside. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I guess so are the sponsors a little bit when they're, you know, coming in with the, you know, the new freaking sponsored team or whatever. You know, not that I'm knocking them. I think it's nice that there's money now getting here because, you know, a lot of these dancers, I think they do deserve money for what they do because they put a lot of hard hours into this. But I also don't want to lose, you know, lose the rawness, the artisticness of this whole scene to that. You know, there shouldn't be that kind of trade-off.
I think there should be events that teach the youth of culture, the hip hop culture. You know, try to like have everything in one spot so they could see that how everything mixes together and play different types of music too. You know, like that. You know, the breaks, the classic breaks, the rare breaks, hip hop, boom bap stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like breaking has drifted away from boom bap. You know,
it has, yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, I think it's copyright.
Yeah,
like, we can't play this. So.
It is, you know, and more community jams. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the small events still kind of hold that rawness to it, and yeah, I think there should be more of those.
Yeah, I think we should just, and like that goes hand in hand with just knowing our worth, knowing that, hey man, we don't need the corporations. We never really needed them, to be honest.
They need us more than
totally.
Yeah.
So we need to just keep doing what we're doing, like, but in a closer circle, I think.
You know, hip hop was thriving before any money was in there. And so now that the money is here, I think it's getting waved in front of everyone's face and going, ooh. Like,
exactly.
Okay, let's let these guys in, but you know what? I'm okay with taking your money, but also I'm not giving you this shit for free.
Yeah,
you know
man,
what I mean?
we gotta do our own corporations. We gotta do our own, support our own people. That's really what it comes down to, in my opinion. We just gotta really know our worth.
Yeah.
And know that we don't really need them because we really don't. You know what I mean? They probably can put us out there in the limelight more, but it's nothing that we can't do ourselves. Definitely now with the social media.
Yeah, I mean, we never needed that in the beginning because how many like legends in hip hop are out there that literally no one else knows of except for the freaking breaking community.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like when you walk down to you know, say a big event and you see Storm and you're like, oh shit, that's Storm, dude. Like you're, you know, maybe you're starstruck or whatever.
Right.
But you know, if your mom was there, she's like, who the fuck is that guy?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
you know
there's so many legends.
That dude?
Yeah, why are you tripping off that dude?
I love that. I love that. Seeing like, you know what I mean? Like people I used to look up to and just see him at the store and like, dude.
Dude, I ran into Easy Rock at a car show in LA. We're walking through a car show and I just
it's ghetto fame, really.
It's the best.
And he wasn't tripping. Like he's not Easy Rock at the car show.
Yeah.
And he's into hot rods and stuff. And I was like, what, Easy Rock? But I knew he was into cars. He's into like the rockabilly look and stuff.
Okay.
And it's just different, you know. I wasn't gonna go up to Easy Rock, you know.
Yeah.
Easy
Rock.
Call him out at the car show.
Oh man.
That's hilarious.
Battling at the car shows. That was the thing back in the day. Is all the freaking
car shows had hip hop.
Yeah, I used to battle cats at car shows in the mid '90s. I used to be part of a car club, and
that's probably where I met you.
No, I think you seen Tony at car shows.
What was the name of the car club?
Endless Nights.
That's so sick. That's so dope.
Endless Nights.
So I used to roll with them with my lowrider bike and
I'd
be looking around where the DJ was playing music. And I find the DJ and there's always somebody breaking right there. Because they'd be playing like old school music.
There was, I don't know why, but there was always a freaking breaking like jam at a car show.
Always.
And they went hand in hand, man.
Yeah, and so like me in high school, I would like roll through and they'd have the freaking bikini contest like before, so I was really there for that. But I'm like, oh, okay, I'll see the breaking though.
Dude, so many beautiful women at car shows. Oh my god, so many.
So like, I feel like I saw more breaking back there at the car shows than like actual just straight up hip hop events.
Yeah,
at the
probably more hip hop at the events.
For real. At the lowrider shows, you used to see a lot of poppers and OGs getting down.
So dope.
No, I feel like lowrider culture kind of like overlaps with the freaking popping culture a little bit.
Definitely.
I mean, they're playing the same music.
That's
that
true.
G-funk
Yeah.
stuff,
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So dope.
So like
they all can hit some sick tuts or some shit.
Yeah.
They can all boogaloo a little bit.
Right. I seen some OGs get down at those shows, man, back in the days.
Yeah.
That's so dope.
I'm just picturing like they just walk out with
their
freaking with the old English in one hand, and then they're just freaking boogalooing, and then stepping into the car, and then they hit the hydraulics.
Dude, it's hand in hand. It's hand in hand.
That's hip hop.
Dude, when I first started, all the gangsters I knew popped a little bit.
Yeah,
it's so
a little
funny.
bit.
Like they would be like, "Oh, you breaking? I know a little bit," and they would pop and shit. I'm like, "Oh,
They all popped.
They all popped." Yeah, it's hand in hand.
Yeah, when I first started breaking, I was into gang stuff. So I used to be like in Ben Davis clothing.
Oh yeah,
Dickies. Converse, hair combed back.
Oh yeah.
And I was breaking. I had shell toes.
That's so dope.
Oh,
That's so dope.
Yeah.
That's so dope. That style's still dope.
Yeah. Not a lot of people dress like that anymore.
They try to, but it's not the same.
No.
It's you know what it is? It's like fucking. It's like Hollywood high fashion trying to do that.
Oh man.
Like, you know what kills me now is I see motherfuckers like who never worked a day in their life wearing like Carhartt shit.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
I'm like, yo, y'all don't know, but this was the fucking workwear shit for like back in the day. Like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like the dudes digging the ditches and shit, like doing some actual construction work was wearing this, and now you're putting it on like, oh, this
It's
is
crazy.
fucking high fashion now. Like,
They
what
have a
the
label
fuck?
that's like high fashion Carhartt gear.
Yeah,
it's like
it's
$300.
It's insane. Yeah, no, I mean, I remember seeing it, and I'm like, this is the shit that you get because you don't want it to rip.
Yeah.
And now these like I seen like hella like Hollywood models and stuff wearing like these
Yeah, it's
Carhartt beanies and shit. I'm like, what? Why the fuck is this shit like $100? It doesn't make any sense.
Nah.
That's crazy.
Remember when the bboys used to wear Dickie suits?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you can get them cheap as fuck, and then
Breaking the Dickie suits, man. That was shit. You couldn't go through the hood with those on, man.
Yeah,
Back in my
yeah.
time.
yeah.
Fuck. I remember Feedy was wearing all red in LA
Oh,
at a
God
freestyle
damn it.
session, and there was like a blood like hanging at 7-Eleven. We're walking to a hotel. He was not feeling Fidel
Oh,
because he was on red. You know, you don't wear red in LA.
Yeah, dude, they're serious.
They're serious.
Yeah,
and
they're
he pulled out like a gun, and we were like, "Oh shit!" Like, don't even look.
Damn.
Yeah, for real.
Shit.
At the Palladium freestyle session.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, I mean,
That area is rough too, dude.
yeah, no, yeah, seriously. I remember seeing a couple b-boys there that were just like wearing the wrong colors. I'm like, you guys should
When,
really.
Yeah, we're
when
in
keeping
LA.
it real goes wrong.
Yeah,
and shit.
exactly. Like,
Almost
you
all
should have
red.
picked a different color. I mean, like, for real, just stay away from them.
I'm gonna wear my bandana to this jam.
Yeah.
Red and black checkered flannel. Like, no.
Nah, bro. That's
Yeah.
too funny. That's a skit. Someone make that skit happen.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to the jam, gangstered out.
Yeah. I'm about to kill it.
I'm about to kill
Well,
it.
and see,
You
and
can
then
jump.
the gangsters are like, oh, this guy's banging or something, and then
Yeah.
they're walking in, they're going like, I'm gonna kill it at this fucking breakdance jam, and they're like, yeah, okay, and then you can get shot afterwards.
Real.
Yeah, man, that shit's real.
Yeah, I stay away from all these colors. It's not
Yeah.
worth it. It's not
I
worth it.
I heard stories like people got beat up after b-boy
yeah.
jams in LA.
Yeah,
Just because they were dressed up. Like,
because I mean, just I feel like the fashion is similar, and then you're just wearing the wrong color, and
Right.
then as soon as someone approaches you and they're like, "Why are you wearing that?" and then you go, "I'm a fucking b-boy," and they're like, "I don't believe you."
Yeah.
Like, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Oh, I'll flare 90, or I still don't believe you.
Or they don't
like,
really care. You're in their
or they're
hood.
like, "Hey,
They're in
you're
your hood, and
like,
you're wearing
hey,
the
I can
wrong
fucking
shit."
boogaloo
Yeah.
too." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
yeah,
They really don't care.
they really don't.
They,
give
yeah,
a
they don't
shit.
care. Yeah. So yeah, I'd say fuck that shit.
For real.
Crazy, man.
Okay, so the next thing I wanted to ask you about is like inside the hip hop world, like what do you think is the importance of creativity?
I think it's the most important thing because individuality, you know, you show who you really are.
Yeah.
Through breaking or DJing.
Yeah.
You have a staple
Like it's-
sound or
That's why I got involved in the
Yeah.
hip hop.
Yeah.
Period.
It's a fundamental concept to hip hop, I think, is because it's a showing of who you are.
Yeah.
And so I feel like the real foundation of all this is that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because if you're not, you know what I mean? Like you can six step as good as you want or whatever. You can do the nicest windmill, but like if you're not putting yourself into what you're doing, I feel like you can't say that you do have foundation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I definitely feel like the word foundation gets kind of thrown around in the wrong way.
Right.
Because people go, oh yeah, you got foundation because I got a clean 6-step or some shit. Yeah, that's what the thing. Yeah. Oh, you got clean 6-step. You got a clean fucking top rock Indian step or whatever. But that to me, that's not foundation. It's like how you made your body do something, like paint the picture that you want to do. That's foundation to me. And so like you can tell. I feel like you can tell if someone really understands their body and knows how to make it match the music, you know. And that to me is more the foundation. You know,
it's called foundation. You got to build from it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Exactly.
It's like, what are you building from the foundation? That's what. That's what it is. The blueprint.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of b-boys, they look the same now. They're not really tripping off that. They're tripping off the next move, and the hype move.
The hype move. It's like skateboarding. You know what I mean? Like, it's like once the move is done, it's like, well, okay, how do you combo the move rather than elevate the move? You got to keep elevating the moves. That's what I loved about like the 90s. Is like you got the move, but you got to flip it. You got to make the move yours. You know what I mean? Like, you got a Russian kick. Okay, but you do a Russian kick this way. You know what I mean? It's like you got to add to it. That's what I loved about breaking. I still love about breaking. Is you're able to take these moves that have been done, but how do you make them yours?
You know who I always liked because of that is Robzilla.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause I swear I've never seen him do a fundamental move ever.
But you can tell he has foundation.
Yeah, no,
you know
he knows
I mean?
what he's doing for sure.
knows.
But it's like he do a swipe, but you can't tell it's a swipe. You know what I mean? It's like that's the Robzilla swipe.
Yeah.
You know? Or he'll do a flare, but it's the Robzilla flare. You know?
Right.
And so it's like he literally flipped every move.
And that's what it's about. I mean, I think in the 90s, everybody was a character in their own way.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No one really break the same unless you're completely biting. I mean, I've seen a couple people looking like certain people.
Yeah.
But like you go to the big jams back then, and everybody was just different.
You know, to be honest, I think that the biting culture kind of like started around the time when everyone was like, oh, you need to have foundation. You remember? Like, it was probably in 2005, 2006 or something, 2007 maybe, when everyone was like,
Foundation.
they're like, oh yeah, foundation is the thing, and that just started getting thrown around everywhere.
forward.
And everyone was like, oh, then that means we all got to break like Ken Swift.
Yeah.
And
fucked
I
it
just
up.
seen everybody doing that. I'm like, I think you're fucking it up. Because that's Ken Swift. Now you're just biting off of him.
Everybody was doing like footwork freeze or some shit like that, and they get away with that.
And it's like, you're doing the shit that made Ken Swift really fucking tight, you know, and he's tight for that, but you're not tight for doing his shit. You know what I mean? And so I feel like that became an acceptable thing in the scene because they were like, no, it's foundation, but you're kind of taking the whole, you're like swagger jacking the whole thing.
I remember
yeah.
that time, man.
Yeah.
People would get away with like, oh, I just did foundation versus a power move, whatever.
And
That
it's
don't make any sense.
And it's still kind of in the scene now because it never really got like called out, I think. You know what I mean?
Right.
It kind of was just accepted, and then everyone's like, oh, okay, yeah, this is gonna be here, you know, forever.
This is it.
It just got kind of marked down, and then now you can see a big shift from that time, from 2006 till now, and then before that, you know, I feel like there was a big shift in breaking, at least.
I remember like around that time the circus style was really big.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That got just fucking shitted
you know,
on.
And then people were like, nah, this ain't breaking. You know what I mean? And to an extent, you're right. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna, but there were a lot of concepts that the circus guys brought to breaking that would never been brought before, and cats are still using to this day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you gotta show love, but I think it's, you know, it's just one of those things. Like, to me, if you're a dancer and you're part of breaking, you make up your own world.
Yeah.
And you can tell if something's breaking or something's not breaking in your world. No one's here to tell you to dance a certain way or not to dance a certain way. You know what I mean? But I think you should know. And now with the internet, man, and YouTube, you can watch so many people's point of views on the YouTube. We didn't have that when I was coming up, man. We had a little article in rap pages.
Rap pages, man.
You know what I mean? We were just dying for like a little bit of breaking in a rap video back in the day. So now you have so much information out there. You can make your own. You can see, okay, this guy's full of shit. Okay, I agree with what this guy's saying, and you can develop on that now. Back then, it was like, shit, I heard a little bit of what Ken Swift said. I read a little bit of what Ken Swift said in this little rap magazine. You know what I mean? You're just trying to.
That's some serious shit. That Rap Pages magazine. That shit,
it changed the game.
That changed the game. I read that thing front to back, and just it changed the way I thought about breaking. It got me onto like, you have to dress fresh, you got to be like break fresh, everything. Like, it just the article on Ken Swift and track 2 on there just changed my mind state of the way I was thinking of breaking.
That changed the game.
Yeah.
I don't know if I ever saw that.
It's dope. The cover's ill. It's like Kenny in a Jordan jersey.
Yeah.
It's dope.
Maybe I've seen
It's dope. It's one of the illest like breaking covers for sure.
Yeah. It like opened my eyes.
I think it came out like what, 96? 97?
Yeah, something like that.
97?
Yeah.
But I mean, that's what I'm saying. Is like, dude, nowadays you got so much information, man. It's like, I'm still learning. You know what I mean? I'm going through like a little kid again. Like, you know, Chuy will send me stuff. I'm like, damn, what?
Yeah.
So there's so much information out there. I think that when it comes to that, it's like, you know what's right and wrong. You know what I mean? It's your world. You can take someone's word and say this is golden, or you can say, no, I don't accept that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you're inventing the world. You know?
Yeah, that's what's dope about this.
You know, and I feel like with the circus style, like, I kind of you know, I think it's easy to go and say, oh, that's not breaking, but I want to say, go back to when before breaking even had a name.
It was
like back when a DJ is just playing music and he sees people just dancing and he's like, oh, this is the thing, I'm gonna loop this, right? And then the dancers just start going crazy and they just jump on the floor. There's no fucking set moves at that time. It's just rolling on the floor to music, and that's like the hypeness, right?
That's real.
So who's to say that the fucking circus style is not exactly that? You know what I mean? Because in my mind, that's exactly what breaking is the fucking raw ass emotion of just being hyped on a break.
And you know what? And you know what? They elevated a lot of things in break. They did the baby freeze, and they're like, I'm gonna stay on it a little bit longer. To them, they're elevating breaking.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? To them, they're breakers.
Yeah.
So you can't say they're not breakers. I never was with that. I always loved the circus kids, to be honest. I got really influenced by them. And, you know, I think, for real, like, when I saw that foundation thing, I thought it was a way to suppress them. It was like, because what they were doing was amazing with their bodies, and you cannot take that away from them. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it was like a way of, like, saying, what you're doing is dope, but it's not because you don't have A, B, and C. You know what I mean? I'm a disarm you right now.
You don't got 6 steps.
You don't have 6 steps. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In a way, I'm just saying. You know, that's my point of view.
It definitely felt like a way to suppress it.
Yeah, you know? In a way, you know. But it's. I can see the argument on the other side though too, because it's like, well, you know, you got to have footwork. And a lot of these kids didn't have footwork, and I believe that it's like you got to have footwork. That is the one thing that does separate it from rolling on the ground.
But I guess who defined that as that's what breaking is having footwork, and who defined like what footwork really is?
Yeah, you know you're right. You're right.
I mean, I would say holding an air baby freeze is not really footwork, but you know, I feel like you could probably make an argument that a swipe is probably footwork, right? I mean, I don't know. It just even like back rocks, maybe you can call it footwork. I mean, people call top rocks footwork too.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know. In a way, it's just that, and I don't know. I mean, I guess like as long as they're dancing, I feel like I don't want to exclude it from breaking.
It's their
just
dance.
different.
It's their dance.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And again, they're just trying to do their own thing. They don't want to look like you. They don't want to look like this guy. They're just doing some shit, and maybe you don't like it, but I don't want to say it's not breaking.
And you know what? At the heart, that's what hip hop is.
Yeah,
to be
for
rebellion.
Sure.
You know what I mean? And so I see that side of it too. It's like they're just doing their own thing. You could say they're not breaking. They're gonna say fuck you anyway. You know what I mean?
They ain't gonna do 6 step anyway.
Yeah, and they're gonna rebel even more. So
yeah, no, it's what it was.
That's more hip hop than anything, really.
Yeah, it's a rebellion against whatever the established thing was. And doing something else, and I think that's the most hip hop shit ever.
Right. But at the same time, I think like Breakin always does this, man. I've noticed it. It gets so off course. Like you can kind of see it now. Like people doing more and more power. They will always come back to the bare essentials. It always comes back to just, top rock, footwork, good freezes. It always come back to the foundation. Basically, is what I've seen. It goes far. It gets crazy. It goes out there, and then it's like, it comes back, man.
Like when multiple air flares happen. And then the shift back to footwork.
Exactly. I saw it with Renegades for Style Elements. That was a big battle, man. Like from our time, that was huge, man. Because you gotta remember, Renegades at that time, they were running Breakin. They did the Jazzy J had Flare 90 Flare. They were killing it, and everyone was dancing like dope. Them. When Style Elements came through, it was like, nah, bro, you gotta have this. We got threads, we got all this. That was a new wave.
That seriously is one of the craziest
battles
of all time.
People do not give that battle. Well, people that know what's up know.
I think people who from, me and older, I think know. Like I wasn't breaking at the time that happened, but I watched that footage so much.
Oh, it's amazing.
But I think a lot of people younger than me probably haven't watched that, and so it's like you don't. I think before the YouTube time, if you didn't really break before the YouTube era, you wouldn't understand how dope that battle was.
Oh shit, man! When Ivan came out, to the next
goddamn, yeah.
Watch those rounds hold up today.
Fucking, like he does this crazy, like really fast Indian step, then looks up, and then
just
jumps down and like fucking. He hits like some crarazy like Halo combo or whatever. I was like, God damn, that's.
And you see a young Iron Monkey watching him, and he's front row. You know what I mean? Like that one battle gave birth to a whole. I would say that one battle gave birth to the '90s. Straight up. But that new wave, like after that, everyone tried to break like Style Elements. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
it definitely
really did.
Cemented
Head
them
poses,
into like
head freezes.
Yeah, no one was doing that.
Threads, everybody was
doing
threads.
that. Threads.
I mean, damn, I feel like J-Rock is like such a fucking innovator of threads.
Yeah. Oh, for
like,
sure.
I don't think he gets the credit he deserves because like shit, I don't know of anybody who was doing it before him.
He was dope as fuck.
Yeah,
he was.
Man, yeah,
Shout out to J-Rock.
I love J-Rock's style. He's so dope.
I used to like watching J-Rock and Poe One.
Yeah.
They're dope.
Yeah, I mean, you watch that battle and they're like really ahead of their time. I mean, both crews are just way ahead of their time.
Both. Even Renegades killed it.
Wicked was going off.
Yeah, Wicked's nasty.
And that was before he was really doing a lot of footwork.
That was before footwork.
He wasn't doing no footwork.
Yeah, I mean,
he was a power head.
I think he did like a few little like coffee grinders or whatever, but it was all these like crazy Halo combos and stuff.
Clean.
Hella clean.
Headspin 90.
Dope.
Shit like that. Fuck.
Dope. Yeah. So yeah, man, that battle, and you could even say that's abstract breaking against, you know what I mean? Like, that's the same thing. It's the same thing, man.
A lot of people didn't see that type of breaking yet.
Yeah.
No, man. That was weirdo breaking then.
Yeah.
Weirdo breaking.
For real. I remember.
What's the weirdo breaking of now?
What is the weirdo breaking in now? Damn. Probably just having your own style. Being an individual is weirdo breaking biting. Straight up. Yeah, that's real. Yeah.
No, I definitely think a lot of the styles have kind of converged to like a certain thing. It's kind of the style that wins those BC1 jams and stuff.
Yeah, right? There is that style, yeah.
I feel like it's like we don't do footwork, but we do enough to hit the beat, to do a CC on beat. We hit enough freezes to do like air chair on beat. We do enough like power moves so that it looks dope. It's just one of everything.
Right. Yeah, one of everything. Yeah. Right. Here's my air chair. Here's my air chair flip. Here's my like kind of foundation move. It's right. It's like a mix of all these things.
A little something of everything.
But nothing really at the end of the day.
Remember that day we were at Reminds and he pointed out the elite bboys? They had like 4 moves.
Yeah, that's real. Yeah. He broke them down. Yeah, he was like really all new.
5.
Yeah. Really,
it's true. If you really think about it, like a lot of them, and a lot of them, it's air chair, flare, and usually the flare is kind of like an extra air chair move, sort of. Mm-hmm. And then there's air flare, and then there's some kind of flip.
One windmill.
And then maybe a windmill or like just some weird like freeze or something, and it's like that gets them through the jam, and they just do a ton of different variations of the same thing. And and it's usually they know how to catch a beat really well,
Right.
Not necessarily like pick apart a song and dance really well, but just catch the beat to that freeze or whatever, you know.
That's true.
But yeah, I feel like that's the style nowadays, and it's like so many b-boys fit that mold. I don't know. It's hard. I feel like it's hard to break that mold and still be winning like big jams. Well, I feel like Menno did it.
Some people did it.
I feel like Menno did a good job of doing it.
You know what's crazy is they can't cock each other in the Red Bull BC1.
Really?
Dude, you cannot cock yourself. You cannot even grab your
Can
dick.
they send dick pics?
I'm not gonna go there. I'm
just playing. Don't cancel me, please.
Yeah. I had a joke, but I'm not gonna say it. But yeah, bro, I think that changes everything. You're getting censored for your movement. Because I knew one of the dancers. He's like, he filled out a form. They said, okay, and it said you cannot touch your dick or you cannot give out the cock. I was like,
what the hell?
I'm like, bro, that changes everything. It's not a battle. That's not even a b-boy battle. What is that?
I thought that was a joke, but
that's real.
I remember seeing something online about that. But damn, that's crazy.
But that's crazy, yeah. So it's like you gotta think about that when you watch these battles, man. It's like it's just a stage show.
Yeah, I mean, I guess like in the future, do you see that as just getting worse and worse? Like, just getting restrictive on like what you can do. Like, totally. They'll probably get to a point where you can't be that aggressive. They won't. They don't want you to be that. Why are you being that aggressive? Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
If
we don't like
throw
that.
Like a like
no
a fake
guns.
Punch. Yeah, no.
You can't pull out the guns, man.
You can't pull out what did. Hold up. I would have let you advance, but you pulled out a gun.
That was a gun.
That was a. You know what I mean? That's a gun.
You're allowed to do one finger because that's a point, but as soon as you do two fingers,
right,
that's a gun.
Because you're already censoring. I can't give out a cock. I mean, why would it stop there?
Yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah.
You know, why would it stop there? They probably want you to wear certain things too, so that comes into your fashion too, and that's those are the two biggest things of that's what empowers us as b-boys is what we can wear and being and what you can do. So if you're already limiting those two things, then what's you know what I mean? You already been like circumcised and shit.
Oh my god.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
circumcised.
You already been sanitized.
Damn.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely worried for the future in that sense because like it does feel like the more I don't know what you say, like corporatized hip hop becomes or commodified it is, we're gonna lose a lot of it to that commodification. And so yeah, I don't know, I get worried because hip hop has changed so much since I fell in love with it,
right.
you know, and I just I really miss the way it used to be. And I hate to be the fucking dude that's like, oh yeah, I remember those days, you know, which I think is whack. But like, also I feel bad for some of the people that are getting into it now that never got to experience that. You know what I mean? Because that I feel like is the true hip hop. Well, actually, I don't even know what the true hip hop is. I just know the one that I was introduced to at that time, right? And these newer kids that started breaking, like 2010 or some shit, like they'd probably never know a world that existed before, like YouTube or big business breaking.
We're considered ancient for real.
The life we live is ancient.
And it's funny because like people were looking when I was first getting involved. There was OGs looking at me like, look at this little kid. He don't know shit. You know what I mean? So it's just like a cycle. And I feel like as long as we still love it, it'll always be around though, that's why I still like do it. That's why I still like, because our love for it'll keep it going, whether the ones on top and the people that commodify will always do that, but as long as we're doing it, what I mean, we're not going to be doing it in that way, we'll always, we keep it alive.
Yeah.
I feel, what I mean? That's why I try not to, because it's easy to be bitter and like I make fun of it a lot, you know what I mean? And sometimes it looks bleak, but at the same time, like I love hip hop, man. And I know what it's done for me. And I'll never let that go. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
I'm just saying for me,
Yeah, I mean it lives strong like inside you.
Yeah.
So I guess that's the.
And I'm still a little kid about it. Like,
oh yeah,
it's an everyday thing for me.
Yeah. It's like, I'm still like a nerd about like rap releases and shit. Like that's just who I am. So my dance is. That's just how I am. You know what I mean? So
same here, man.
Yeah.
I constantly look for beats, records.
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
I might not break, but I'm doing something that goes towards it. You know what I mean? Like, I'll go in the garage and practice on the turntable.
Yeah,
for a
something
little
you
bit.
live.
I'll look through some records and listen to them. You know what I mean?
That's dope.
Just shit never ends, man.
Yeah, so it's like when it's like when you've been doing it so long, it's part of who you are. You don't care about if it's in the Olympics or not. It really doesn't. Like everyone, I'm sure everyone got a text like, "Yo,
for real.
Oh my God,
everyone, your grandma. Like, oh, hey, Sonny, did you hear that? Your little break dance is in the Olympics. Yeah, grandma.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I got those.
Yeah, everyone did. Everyone did.
Yeah.
It was funny. It's cute.
Yeah.
But it's like, it doesn't really affect you because it's like you do it every day and it's like whatever. It's like,
I guess so. What do you think do you think the scene is gonna change more with the introduction of the Olympics?
Oh yeah, people are already fighting.
I think there'll be more people trying to break for sure. More schools trying to, I think that's a positive part of it. Like,
I think so
like,
too.
our scene in the 209 is kind of dying out. Like us, being older, are the only ones really breaking. We're like the last breed, man. Like the last, last one.
Yeah, you said that the other day. I really didn't think about it because I'm always doing it, so I don't really pay attention to other people. You know what I mean? But when you said that, I was like, damn, you're right. Like, and 209 has such a rich history, man. It's intense. It's intense.
Yeah, I mean, I would say 90% of people's favorite b-boys came from fucking that area.
Yeah, bro.
To think that a lot of styles were created in the 209.
Yeah.
At the hall parties that we used to go to.
Crumbs, Remind. Like,
I mean, you take those two out of the equation. Yeah, Ivan.
Like.
He's like everybody's favorite.
Literally,
and
like,
from like
those three are probably on most people's top 10
bro,
of all time list.
Guaranteed, man. That they're like, I would say they're the 90s Ken Swift and Crazy Legs.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how big it is. Like, and I know a lot of people would debate that, but it's just a fact, man. It's like, it's just a fact. Like, you can't even take that. But so it's crazy that like in our own area, there's like really no new generation.
There isn't. I think
that's sad.
The last generation that's still breaking right now is like Fidel and Vic's generation.
Yeah,
just them two, really.
Which is like, and they're already both like 30, right?
Yeah, they're
that's
30s.
crazy.
Well, actually, Vic is I think my age, which is 33, and so I think Fidel is a little younger, but I mean,
so that's the last ones that
that's there's not 30 used to be like, you need to fucking quit breaking.
Yeah,
bro,
like,
I remember 16 was like, you're getting
I was
old.
gonna quit when I was 18.
Oh yeah,
like, after high school I'm done, like I have to do something else. But it never happened.
Yeah, you have to fight.
If anything, I got way deeper.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think if it's like when you love it, you love it. It's just you can't get away from it, and I think that's what makes it dope, because you got this whole community of people that really, really love this thing.
Yeah.
They want to see it do the best.
Yeah.
And so, like, in that sense, I feel like we're in good hands because those people are driving it. So, like, I feel like as long as the breaking community and the hip hop community have the reins on, they're holding the reins on this I guess this new future. I feel good about that. What I am afraid of is like when the companies come in and go like, hey, but why don't you come here and look what's in it for you if you do it the way that we want you to do it. You know what I mean? And then I feel like it gets easy to sell out in that way. And and I hate to call it sell out because it's I want to see people get paid.
I do too.
But,
I really do. And I think that's what's dope about the Olympics is hopefully, people do get monetized, but I just feel like, why would you want to they're going to show it in a way that's not going to be cool.
Well,
you know what I mean? I just think that it's like, how are you going to get younger kids to do it if they look at it like, well, I don't know.
I guess here's what I think is, because breaking is not really a sport, and in the context of the Olympics, they have to judge it as a sport.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
And so how is that going to translate to someone who's never heard of this shit before, and they see it and they go, oh, I want to get into that, and they go, I want to get into that sport, and then they come in here and go, oh, I didn't realize that this is not that. You know what I mean? They're going to see, oh yeah, I want to learn how to do this like gymnastics to these like hype music. You know what I mean?
That's what's going to be.
Yeah. And then they come in and go and realize, oh no, there's like a lot of different shit. and they might either get turned off to it or maybe they get turned on to it. I don't know, but I just hope that the Olympics like shows it in a way to other people that is more familiar to real like b-boys and b-girls.
I really don't have that much faith in them, to be honest. I just don't. I just think they're gonna do it like a sport.
Eye-catching shit.
Yeah, eye-catching shit. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, but you never know. I could be wrong, and
Hopefully we're
I hope,
wrong.
Yeah,
I guess
hopefully I am wrong. You know, I'm not.
I wonder how other events that got put into the Olympics, how that community feels about it. You know, like, I mean, I guess I don't know many other things that got put in. I think skateboarding is new to it. I wonder what the skateboarding community thinks, or like the snowboarding community. I wonder what they thought when they were entering into it.
I remember reading something. I can't remember where it was, where they were like, people were pissed about breaking being in the Olympics.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like they wanted like other sports to be in the Olympics.
Like just regular people were?
Yeah.
Oh.
Interesting.
The regular people,
Well,
they didn't want that.
You know what? I mean, in a way, like if there's a sport like, I don't know, you know, fucking curling or whatever, you know, the shit where you're throwing the rock and you're like sweeping.
Right.
Like I know there was probably a big fight to get that into the Olympics, and like say you were that sport like that's not in the Olympics yet, and you've been fighting to get that, and then breaking comes in before you'd probably be pissed too.
Yeah.
Hell
exactly.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Especially
totally.
when that's a game that already has like a set way to judge it, whereas breaking, I feel like I'm like really curious what they're gonna say when, you know, they judge this event, this like battle, and it's like super close, and the judges go like, oh, that guy won, and then the you know, someone questions them like, yeah, why? And then they go, because you know, foundation and whatever, and they just start saying a bunch of stupid ass buzzwords or whatever.
Oh, right.
And then no one understands the judgment. You know what I mean? Like, because ultimately it's gonna just come down to an opinion.
That's what it is.
Like at high level breaking, you know, you got really good people that are just battling each other, and say neither of them flop or whatever. Like round for round, like say they're pretty even. You know, what are you gonna do? Like, how do you judge that?
I think judging's always been just an opinion, really.
Yeah.
Of your preference.
But how does that factor in the Olympic scale? I don't know. I'm like really fucking dumbfounded by it.
No, because I don't see a judging system for that.
And you know they're not gonna let fucking b-boys cock each other, so it's like they're probably gonna be even more rougher on the battles. I think, I don't know, man. I don't know. But you know what? I think a good thing is it'll bring it more to the mainstream, and then the underground will grow more.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Yeah. I think what I predict, and I think that the underground's they're gonna be like, man, it's so sanitized up there. We need something for us. There has to be a balance at that point.
Dirt,
you know what I mean? Yeah. It's gonna get so sanitized. It's like, because Breakin' ain't going nowhere. It's not. That's for sure. And there was a time where people really thought it was gonna be a fad. So we outlived that. So now what I think is gonna happen is, all right, we're accepted on the mainstream level. It's like saying, well, there'll be never like any independent rap albums released ever. Now that now the major labels have accepted it. No, you know, everyone. It'll be the same thing with breaking. You know, I think it's just gonna maybe the underground is gonna thrive even more, and I think it will.
Yeah,
I think it will. They're gonna be like, man, fuck this. I need my real fix. You know, I need my ciphers. I need real music. No, you know what I mean. And that's what I think that's the good part of it. Yeah. It'll be a balance, better balance.
I'm already starting to feel it, like I miss it, you know?
Yeah.
And I know we're not even there yet. So,
well, this COVID shit, man.
The COVID thing is crazy.
Has us locked up.
Yeah. Chilling.
Yeah. That basically killed breaking, really. Like events, I guess. How do you dance when it's not in a social setting?
I've been good lately, but
I mean, you can vibe out in your garage or whatever, but
shout out to IMAX, shout out to, you know, Remind and all the 219. There's a lot of I think it's good just to have a good group of community, a couple guys, you know, that, you know, you don't have to have a huge cipher, you know, at these times, but if you have like one or two people that you can vibe with locally, it's important, man.
Yeah, but I guess it's to me, it's not sustainable in terms of
it's not,
because like it's a social thing, it's a social dance, and so if you're not out there like dancing, battling, whatever, just getting down with like other people, there's a whole aspect of it that's missing, you know. And you know, staying locked up for the long, you know,
this shit kind of reminds me of a time like mid 90s where it was kind of dying out, and there was nobody really breaking it in Modesto.
Oh,
like in my area.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Besides me and Tony and like a couple other cats, you know, Cornet.
Yeah. Okay.
And you know, sometimes you question yourself, like, why am I breaking? What am I looking forward to?
Yeah. Oh, okay.
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
exactly.
Like, there's nowhere to go to do this. Like, why are we still doing this?
Right.
You know, but we live in a small town and there ain't much to do. You're not into sports. Mm-hmm. What else are you into?
Right.
We're not into sports. Like at that time, we were just breaking.
Yeah.
So we just kept breaking and kind of went through it. Yeah. And
I mean, the love for
group of kids started breaking again, so you kind of mess with them.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I think it's good. I think it's good to take a break, you know, from all these jams. I mean, I wasn't going to the jams anyway, so. But I mean, you know, maybe it'll, you know, I think it'll be good. I think it'll be good, man.
I think it's good to take a break in the sense that you miss it, and then you're very grateful when you get back.
Yeah, they'll appreciate it more.
Honestly, I can't wait to go to a jam and just break.
Yeah, hopefully just to have fun.
Just get down somewhere.
Yeah.
Not really compete. Just get down somewhere. Some beats. Man.
Definitely. Once this thing is all over, I feel like these jams are gonna be.
I think it's gonna be a good time. If it, hopefully it gets, knock on wood, man. Hopefully it comes back, you know, this year. You know what I mean? Because the way it's looking, it's like it's not gonna be anytime soon. Yeah. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And I think. But I think when we get back together in social, we're gonna appreciate each other much more. I really do. I think it's gonna be better off because people won't take things for granted so much. You know.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. I know I will.
Yeah. No. I'm hopeful for it, and I'm grateful for, you know, what we had before, and I hope, like, you know, I'm looking forward to what will be in the future. So, well, I think that's probably good to wrap this show up. We're hitting like 1 hour and 20 minutes. Do you guys have any way to any last shout outs or thoughts? Where can people find you?
Shout out to my crews, my homies.
Hit Squad. Hispanics in tracksuits. Woo!
His acronym.
Hispanics in track. That's talking
amazing. About Vic, though.
Yeah, that's Victor. Live Vic.
That's good. Live it.
Hit me up, you motherfucker. I've been trying to get you on here for hella long.
Oh man. Yeah.
Yeah, shout out my mother, shout out all my family, New York City, shout out to Break Fresh NYC, shout out to IMAX.
Definitely.
Yeah, I love IMAX. That's the top 5, dead or alive, B-Boy. He's amazing.
Underrated.
Hell
yeah.
Shout out to Rudy
690s every
Solis. Rudy Solis. Shout out to
Tony the Tiger.
Tony the Tiger.
Fab Five.
Cornut.
Cornut's so underrated.
Oh,
yeah. Give that man his flowers for sure.
I met him when I started.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I met him when I started like a week later. They brought him.
Oh yeah.
As a kid, like trying to learn how to break.
Oh yeah.
And one of the homies brought him over. And,
I remember
that's how I met him.
He rolled through to a practice in Oakland and nobody knew him there. And he's just killing it. Yeah. And people are like, who the fuck is that guy? He's fucking leagues ahead of everybody.
He was an OG when I first started.
Yeah.
He was already an OG. That's what's crazy. I always got respect for Cornet.
Sorry for interrupting you, but I
we gotta give it up to Cornet.
Tony the Tiger, shout out to that guy.
Tony Tiger, amazing. Clue.
Yeah, man.
Who else? I know I'm missing a lot of people, man. Shout out to people are gonna get, I don't know. Shout out to everyone.
Tech Boy
for sure. Tech Boy. Grim Boogie.
Yep.
Grim Boogie. Georgie, bro.
Georgie, Caesar.
Georgie and Caesar. I got, dude.
The original love. Soul Sector.
Yeah, those guys are amazing. Big inspiration.
Sick. Okay, so where can people find you guys? Instagram or whatever?
My Instagram is Chuy Chewbacca 93.
Chuy Chewbacca 93.
Mine is just Michael Schools, just my name on Instagram.
Yeah.
All right, well, thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching. Peace. Sorry this show sucks.
Dope.